families are having a blast. Well, if you've lived in Las Vegas longer than 2 decades, you know the thought of having professional sports in this gaming mecca was taboo. But today, Las Vegas is home to professional hockey, football, women's basketball, and mixed martial arts, just to name a few. Well, I sat down with both Oscar and Carolyn Goodman, whose dream has now come to fruition.
I used to sit in my little throne and I would dream of what a great city would become and could become.
What Las Vegas has now become is the sports and entertainment capital of the world. Former Las Vegas Mayor Oscar Goodman and his wife of 60 years, current Mayor Carolyn Goodman, are so proud to finally be able to refer to Las Vegas as a prime playground for sports, something Oscar has always loved to talk about.
And I think we're going to have the NBA here. We have hockey, Major League Hockey. We've got football, Major League Football. We've got the UFC, the best fights in the world. We are the sports capital of the world, and we'll have these other sports to round it out. And the funny part about it is I just knew that having these sports would bring people here and make those of us who live here feel like we're part of a community.
In the 1990s, the Goodmans saw firsthand how a winning sports team like Jerry Tarkanian's UNLV Runnin' Rebels could transform a community.
There was a feeling of pride, of identity in a communal team, and that's what it was, and that's part of a great city.
Building that great city and luring professional sports to Las Vegas began in 1999, when then newly elected Las Vegas Mayor Oscar Goodman felt a major league city needed major league sports. You were talking, let's get professional sports in Las Vegas. That was unheard of at that time.
The first week I was on the job, I took our city manager and a couple of city staff, and we went back to New York. We had meetings set up. The first person we met with was Gary Bettman, who was the commissioner of the NHL, National Hockey League. He had no problem with Las Vegas and the gambling aspect of it.
The NHL may not have had a problem with sports and gambling, but the NFL did. In 2004, the NFL banned this ad during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I wish it was mine.
The ad was created by R&R Partners for the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, which spends millions of dollars every year to market Las Vegas worldwide.
It's a pretty amazing transformation to have gone from 2004, when the NFL wouldn't allow us to even run an ad during the Super Bowl, to hosting a Super Bowl in what will be exactly 20 years later. Even when we started talking about building the stadium, it was like, is the NFL actually going to allow us to have a team here? Because they had not expressed that at the time.
Mayor Oscar Goodman happened to be the chairman of the board of the LVCVA at the time of the Super Bowl shun, and Las Vegas pulled an end around on the NFL.
At the time, we kind of went guerrilla on the NFL, and we went and bought local affiliate time. So the spot ran, well, it wasn't on network, it did run in, I don't know, 8, 10 cities, whatever we bought at the time. One of the NFL attorneys was watching the game at home in one of the cities we had bought the spot. And he shot out of his chair saying, SOBs, they got into the Super Bowl, they're not supposed to.
Las Vegas has since gone from being banned by the NFL to becoming a vital football market.
The stadium's been a huge part of that. We could not host the world's biggest and most important events if we didn't have this stadium as an asset and a venue in this city. We do, and that's happening, and it's allowed us to become the sports and entertainment capital of the world, along with everything else that's going on in the city.
Hill says a big part of this shift came with the perception of gambling in sports.
20 years ago, there were 2 states where you could gamble. Now there are 48, 49, something like that. They realized that Nevada is the gold standard of gaming regulation, that people are going to gamble. If they do it in a regulated environment, it's safer for the sport, it's better for the sport, and it attracts fans. When you've got a little money on a game, you're more interested in that game. And the NFL and all the major sports leagues have seen that. They're excited about what it does for their sport. They see how it can be integrated, and Las Vegas is at the center of that.
No two mayors have worked harder to see this sports dream become a reality. After the NHL told Oscar Goodman a team wasn't ready to move or expand in his first week as mayor back in 1999, the tenacious mayor moved on.
And then we went down the street to David Stern, the commissioner of the NBA, and he was an old curmudgeon. We became friends over the years, but at that point in time, I wouldn't let the NBA come into Las Vegas if it was over my dead body. I said, don't forget, Mr. Commissioner, I used to represent people who were charged with creating dead bodies in this community, so don't speak so quickly.
Current NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and Mayor Carolyn Goodman have built a long-lasting friendship. She has hope for professional basketball.
I really do believe NBA will be among the next. We certainly have the WNBA. That was why that was there. Sort of, let's see how they do, and they've done remarkably well. But certainly Major League Baseball.
If the NHL can be a hot success in the hot desert, and the NFL too, the Goodmans believe the NBA and MLB are just a matter of time. The vision and dream was Vegas born by a one-of-a-kind mob attorney turned over-the-top mayor who fancied showgirls and martinis and changed the game for Las Vegas.
Yeah, and Mayor Oscar Goodman has really been remembered for being one of the greatest marketers of the city of Las Vegas and name recognition. Now,